What's going on YouTube? What's up gamers? It's your boy Launchpad1412 bringing some NBA 2K13 second video of the day. And this one's pretty good. I got the New Orleans Hornets. I'm going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. And yeah, this is like my second time playing with the Hornets. The last time I played with the Hornets, I think my opponent had the Timberwolves, and they beat me by like 10 or 15. But I actually stuck with them the whole game to the fourth quarter. I kind of had a misspell, and I stopped playing well. And yeah, but this game is actually a little bit closer, a little bit better game for you guys to view. That's why I put this one up. But that Hornets game was a while ago. But yeah, this actually was a solid game. Even though in the first quarter my opponent put some work in on me. My opponent started off real good. I only had 6 points in this first quarter, believe it or not. But yeah, I got the Hornets, and playing with the Hornets is different than playing with a lot of other teams because they are so young and they're not as good as a lot of the teams. I know you guys are probably looking at this opponent thing like, man, how you gonna pick the Clippers against the Hornets? But he actually, he played a pretty good game. Like I said, I'm not really a guy that really is a fan of complaining about opponents picking better teams than what you have, because I just know a lot of players that can play with low-seeded teams. Like especially when I was coming up, man, my cousins used to do it all the time. Like my cousin used to pick like the Clippers when they were bad, so. I'm not really, I don't really care who opponents pick to a degree, even though sometimes I do like to, play solid matchups. I much rather, don't get it twisted, I much rather play a solid matchup as my opponent's up 13 right here, 19-6. I much rather play a solid opponent, but, sometimes some things just is what it is, Sometimes I like to challenge myself and see what I can do. But yeah, I'm down 19-6 right now, and my plan in this game is to just push the ball. As I hit some free throws right here with the big guy. I just want to push. I just want to push the ball. I got Ryan Anderson on the floor. I want to try to get the ball to Anthony Davis as much as possible. Being though I think that he is the best player on this team. Even though I didn't get the ball to him like I wanted to this game, though he gets the dunk right there. I didn't get the ball to him like I really wanted to. I got to work on dumping it off in the post. Sometimes I get so carried away in pushing the ball, especially when it starts to work, that I forget to play a half-court game. But yeah, when I got my strategy that I wanted to do, I'm sorry, the strategy that I wanted to do, I wanted to push the ball, and as you can see, I try to do that a lot. Right here, my opponent gets the oop right here, nice play right there. We talk about my opponent a little bit. He was pretty good. He didn't cheese. Some people cheese with Chris Paul. Believe it or not, Chris Paul actually didn't score to the third quarter, and he didn't even have 10 points this game. Because he could have cheesed with Chris Paul. He could have cheesed with Blake Griffin, but he really didn't. He was a solid, very sound player. He sort of took what was given to him most of the time. He didn't throw a lot of oops, like sometimes I play people that have the Clippers, they throw a whole bunch of oops sometimes, and it kind of messes the game up a little bit, because it's like they're a little bit too easy to defeat. You got to throw oops at the right time. That's oops are about timing. It's not about just throwing it up just for the heck of it. People do that an awful lot. And yeah, I started to catch up a little bit in the second quarter right here. I think I still ended up being down by 11 at the end of the second quarter, but I still just tried to catch up as Jamal Crawford, one of the better players in the league, makes a nice layup right there going to the cup. Yeah, my opponent was solid, man. Shout out to him, man. Much props to him. Right here is going to be the end of the second quarter. I'm kind of going to throw up a heave here a little bit. I believe, yeah, a little crazy heave. I probably should have shot that first shot right there, but I ended up shooting that one. And Austin Rivers, man. Whew. We're going to talk about him later, but that boy, man, he had a heck of a game. Right here, I'm down 31-20. And, solid game. Solid game so far. I scored 14 points in that second quarter, which is good. It letting me know that I can put the ball in the hoop. You want to be able to do that when you have a team this young. I don't like getting down in this game, because for some reason when I get down in this game, I don't play that well. That's actually Chris Paul's first field goal of the game right there that you just saw. And believe it or not, it took us about almost 2 minutes to score a field goal. It was a lot of steals and a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on before that, but but we finally got that score in. And I like to be up when I play this game, because most of the time when I'm down, I end up losing the game. But I actually come back in this game after I hit a three right there, nice little comeback three right there, and bring the lead within feasible range to score. Austin Rivers right here getting a three again. That's 2 threes in a row. And I'm kind of rolling this quarter. This was kind of my quarter right here. Chris Paul knocks down a three, give him 5 points on the day. And believe it or not, I believe that was his only point of the game. Don't quote me on that, but I think that was his only points of the game. And the game's getting good right now. The game's getting good. It's getting more competitive, a little bit more feisty, a little more exciting, a little more entertaining, so to speak. As I make a nice move right here with Anthony Davis. I tried to get the ball to him as much as I could. It was just like sometimes I would dump the ball to him and he'll get double teamed, which is a good defense on my opponent's part. You know, I don't blame him for double teaming Anthony Davis. Like I said, I feel like he's the best player on the Hornets, maybe the second best player on the court. I know that might sound a little crazy, but maybe the second best behind Chris Paul. Man, that's the end of the third quarter. It scores 35-38. He's up 3. I done brought the game within 3 with the New Orleans Hornets against a solid opponent that plays with the Clippers. He was actually, I'm telling you, he was pretty solid. Another thing I know is that he didn't take a lot of jump shots. You know, he liked to get inside buckets, and you know, as a jump shooter, I'm going to say that's it's a little bit better to do opposed to this jacking up a whole bunch of shots. Like a lot of people just have the tendency as, whew, Austin Rivers, man, got that crazy dunk right there. He just went crazy this quarter. As you know, people like to take a lot of jump shots in this game, you know, but you know, he went to the cup, you know, which is really a whole lot, you know, more than he shot jumpers, which is pretty solid. Austin Rivers again, tickling the twine one more time, just keeping me in the game, keeping me close, giving me a chance, you know, to win this game. Right here, I get another steal right here. I get the ball to Austin Rivers. Who else? He has another nice jumper again. I was like, good night, man. This boy snap. He had 16 on the night. He had a great game, but you know, the game ain't over. I ain't gonna tell you guys a win. Let you guys see that for yourself. I get a nice pass right here to Vasquez for the lead, and yes, Vasquez knocks it down. Whoo! Give me a 1-point lead. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm actually hyped at this moment because I came back from 13. This fourth quarter, I have a chance to win this game. My opponent puts a nice move on me right there, nice little head fake, and dipping under right there, giving him the lead. I come right back and I throw that craziness up. I don't know why I threw that up, but then the big boy gets the boards and put it right back. So now I'm up 1. You know, I'm up 1, and check your boy out. Man, I was like, no, he did not go from the top of the key, do a little nice crossover and straight dunk on my whole team. No, he didn't do that. I couldn't believe he did. I was like, somebody steal the ball. Then he gets another steal right here. Speaking of steals, and gets a nice ooh. So that was a perfect time to throw the ooh. That's what I'm talking about. Like, my opponent did a good job of that. And now he's up. I got to try to come back, you know, and get this lead. You know, as I try to get the layup right there, it doesn't work. That layup hurt because, man, that was a wide open layup. I was kind of upset that he missed that, but I ended up getting the ball back again. You know, bringing me within 1, and you know, of course, still giving me a shot to win this game. And that was one of many steals. We actually played some good defense and had some good steals in this game. Believe it or not, it was a lot of steals. It was about a good 9-10 steals in this game. Some blocks. Some good defensive plays. Some really sound defensive plays. My opponent gets a layup right there. Actually, I believe Chris Paul just scored that, so maybe that's 7 points for him. And my opponent, you know, he starts to break away a little bit. He gets another layup right there, and I got to try to come back in this game. I'm not out of it yet, but I got to try to make something happen. You know, and I'm trying to do whatever I can. I do a nice little fadeaway shot right there. Doesn't work. Puts a put back right there. I end up getting on the line. I can bring the game within 3. Knocking that free throw down right there, making it 48-52. I try to knock that down to make it 49-52, and I end up having to be forced to foul right here. And I still have a chance. You know, it's not over yet. You know, I'm down 4, and I just got to foul. I hope he misses some free throws. And he's doing a good job of playing keep away. And I ended up fouling one of his better free throw shooters right here in Jamal Crawford. And he pretty much pushed the game out of reach right here. But solid game by my opponent. Solid game by me. It's a solid game for you guys to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. I had a lot of fun playing this game. It was nice to play against solid competition. You know, even though I have a lower seeded team, you know, it was just nice to bring you guys a good game with a lower seeded team. Kind of showing you guys that online great games are not necessarily dead. You know, that you can play a solid online ranked game in the NBA 2K and the Madden. You know, this is what I like to do to show y'all, to provide for y'all. You know, I do show you guys that some crazy games that I played. You know, because some games I'm like, man, the viewers have got, my subscribers have got to see this game or such and such game. You know, just let you know I do play some crazies out there. but yeah, no, solid game. How about Austin Rivers though? 16 points. Did you notice the 3-point shot he hit in the first quarter to make it 4-4? Whew, that was a nice shot, and he just had a nice game. I was not expecting to have a game like that with Austin Rivers, even though he only had 1 rebound and 1 assist. But 16 points was big. It kept me in the game. He was the go-to guy in this game when I couldn't go to Anthony Davis. And Blake Griffin, he had a good game too. Knocked down 18 points. You know, he put up a bulk of the work. He put in a lot of work, man. Did his thing, you know. Shout out to my opponents again. This is my second video. There's 2 more coming up, so don't go nowhere. I got an online ranked match coming up next in the Madden, and I have a subscriber match coming up in the Madden. Stay tuned. Don't leave this channel right yet. This is your boy Launchpad 1412, and I'm out.